But yeah, Sepulchral Strength is it's just a really strong deck. I think it's one of the best ones that they've made thus far, at least in this game. Probably a lot better. So I don't have anything until 4, and I've only got 2 lands. I am on the draw, but I'm going to draw a new one just because once you get a free one, you have to take advantage of them sometimes. And then sometimes you get this card, and it's ridiculous, especially if you play it once they... What is it, 3 creatures? Yeah. It's insane. It really should not be a card in this game, but we've got a nice 1-2-3 mana curve here, which you usually don't get with this deck because I think Viridian Emissaries are the only 2 drops that I'm running. It's really controversial. I know a lot of you guys are probably like, Daisho, how are you not running the stupid thing, Blood Artist? But I really don't think Blood Artist is that good in a deck that isn't focused on sacrificing. I mean, occasionally it'll do some damage and gain you some life, but I'd much rather play a creature that gives me value than one that the only thing it can do is affect life total. Like even these creatures, even though their main goal is to attack, or like something like Scoop Mob, it can still block and be effective that way, whereas Blood Artist really can't do that. So obviously Defense of the Heart is going to be a little bit later on. I'm going to play one of these Troll Ascetics. I'm not going to play both of them. I don't want to like walk right into a mass removal spell. I don't really know what deck my opponent's playing. I assume it's Obedient Dead, but I guess I can't really be sure. He could just be stuck on lands and be playing maybe even the same deck as me. Alright, so there's a Myers Toll. That really sucks because he's going to be able to grab my Asceticism. It's just unfortunate, but maybe he won't. Maybe he'll grab like Defense of the Heart, thinking that it's really good, even though it's not very good against him. And he might just take Troll Ascetic, but I think that the choice is clearly Asceticism. That deck cannot win if it can't target my creatures. So this is a new addition. Okay, he did grab Defense of the Heart. That is pretty lucky for me, I guess. But again, we're just going to leave Regenerate open as well as not playing out the second Troll. It just puts me in a much better position if he's got some sort of sweeper that isn't Damnation, but I don't think that deck runs Damnation. I mean, he could just start playing creatures that are bigger than mine, but then again, my Scoop Mob will get gigantic starting next turn, and it will have Hexproof. So he's really got to kill it right now. Diabolic Tutor. Okay, so 6 mana, he might go get something like Massacre Worm, which is really gonna suck. In fact, there's really nothing I can do about it. But I get to hit him down to 4 life, and then maybe from there, if I draw some more spells, then I can get him. But that is gonna be really sweet for him. So, I mean, I guess it's a good thing that I kept this Troll Ascetic, because I'm going to be able to play it and at least block his Massacre Worm until he does figure out a way to deal with my Troll Ascetic. But he might have like Innocent Blood or something like that, though if he had it, he would have played it. He went and got Mutilate. Okay. It's so much worse than Massacre Worm. I don't know why I didn't just go get Massacre Worm. But it still does a trick. I should have gotten a Swamp. It still does a trick in that it gets rid of the threat, but Massacre Worm would have also dealt damage and imposed the threat on its own. So here I got my Damnation. So if he ever does put me in a position that I can't really deal with, I should have played this land out in case I need to double regenerate this thing, but that just seems really unlikely. The only thing that can really kill it, I think, is a sacrifice effect, and if he has one, then it's going to kill it regardless, so not really a big deal. So he's got a Grave Titan. That sucks. What really sucks for now for me is that Damnation says can't be regenerated. Alright, let's see what we draw here. Rancor. I like putting a Rancor on my Troll is pretty irrelevant because he's just going to block it with his Grave Titan. But there's little point in not doing it. So I'm just gonna do this, and maybe he'll like block with a zombie token or something like that. I don't know. Okay, so he's just gonna make the smart play, but it doesn't really matter to me because I can still just damnation. And I'm in not such great shape, but then again, not such terrible shape. Any creature that I have is basically a troll ascetic, so that's good. Phyrexian Obliterator is going to put a damper on any of my plans, but hopefully I can draw something big. I've got a lot of beefy creatures in here. Maelstrom Pulse. Alright, that's good. Alright. We're still alive here. And he's got one more card in hand, and I basically just have one card in hand, and he knows what it is, but I think it was worth trying to get a couple extra damage through. So there's just a regular medallion, not really going to do anything here. I don't know what that last card is. It could just be a land, though, so I'm not going to worry about it right now. It might even be a removal spell, so having my Elder is just a really sick draw. I'm going to play this land out, actually. And it's got Hexproof, Regenerate, and I'm going to be able to put an aura on it, so if he drew a creature, then that would suck, but I think if he doesn't play anything here, then that means that it's going to be the game. Some people would be tempted to sacrifice this thing, but the point is that all I have to do is put Rancor on it and attack, and he's actually just dead. So there's really no point in overthinking it, trying to get any sort of advantage, because the game is actually just over. So, alright. 3 straight wins with Sepulchral Strength. My opponent seemed like a pretty decent player. It's just the first 2 decks he played were pretty swingy, and it just didn't swing in his favor. Plus I had the removal for his aura deck, which was really sweet, and I had the 1 removal spell that could hit his deck. And the other game, this past game, it just went in my favor because he got off to a really slow start. And Asceticism is really good. I don't know, he probably did. I mean, he might have had removal spell in hand that would have been able to deal with the Avimaya Elder, but it just couldn't that game because of my super awesome skills with Asceticism, which worked out really well that game. And again, I'm not sure how good it is in the format, but it seems like an interesting card. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed these matches, and have a wonderful day. Bye.